Alrighty, welcome to your Q3 project on creating a social media site. This is a new Q3 project. This is the first time we'll do this. In, I guess it would be 2017 when you started. So this is a replacement for the old one, where we use Facebook to act as a database for your own social media site. Now we have a better thing in Firebase, and we're going to use that to help you guys build whatever it is you decided to pitch during the first part of this project. So what I've done so far, we're not starting from scratch here because you guys are expected to be able to do this pretty easily, is here's just a fairly standard Bootstrap template. I've put some design on a sign-in page. It's nothing at all remarkable, but the important thing is that it has this button that allows me, that says sign in with Google, which doesn't do anything right now except register that it is indeed calling a sign-in function in the JavaScript file. Okay, I've done nothing else involving what we're doing, just set up the project. So there we go. All right, let's head over to Firebase. I'm actually just going to walk you through their guide here, but their documentation is wonderful, but again, it's helpful to have a walkthrough. So first thing you need to do is go and create a new project. And when you do, you'll be brought to a screen like this. We've done this before, last project. We're going to add Firebase to our web app. Eventually we'll add it, like right now. And we'll copy that and we'll put it into our index file right above all of the other JavaScript. Right there. Maybe not the copy button too. Okay, so remember what this does. This initializes the Firebase script and allows us to use its variables and all that stuff. Now, because we're going to be using Google to help people sign in, we need to do a couple additional things which are listed here. And first of all, why are we going to do this? So you can use custom login systems, which again, for most commercial products is what you want to do. But for just quick sign-in flows where you don't really need to register sensitive personal information about people and you're not looking to create some kind of complicated graph like Facebook does, just having the ability to recognize who's who is kind of all you need. And because Firebase is a Google product now, they really seamlessly integrate with Google accounts, and it just makes life easy. So that's what we're going to do. And there's really just nothing wrong with doing this, even for most commercial products. Again, the only time you wouldn't want to is if you want to keep and hold sensitive personal information, in which case you would probably want to just implement your own system. But considering we're just going to be posting pictures of dogs on this website, which, in case you're wondering, is my moral obligation to make websites about random dog pictures when I'm doing these videos, we don't need to worry about that. So let's follow what they say. They say import the Google Platform JavaScript library. This is just an additional thing that you'll need to recognize Google accounts. So we'll do that too, right below the Firebase load. And then this is going to be we need to do this in our JavaScript. So we're going to create an instance of the Google Provider object in our JavaScript. Remember in the second project where we created an instance of the database so that we could reference it? It was like variable database equals new Firebase dot, I think database was what it was. This is just the same thing except we're creating a Google Auth provider thing. All right, this optional thing. Some of you may want to do this. So a scope, what this means, and if you have any questions about this, let's say you want to get some more information from Google, like where the person is from, there's a lot of information they store there they're not just going to flat out give you. You have to ask for permission. This is where you'd include that. So for example, if I wanted to add in the ability to see their Google Plus account, I could do this, provider.add_scope, and then include this URL, which would allow me to access their Google Plus information. Right now you're just going to be able to get like their name and their picture, which again is all we really need for now. You can click this link to see additional scopes you can get, and for some of you that may be relevant. So I would just check it out and explore to see what you want. All right, let's take this next function. It says to sign in with a pop-up menu, which is totally fine. Again, on web apps, the Google pop-up is fine. Personally, my preference is actually to redirect, but but I think most of you are used to seeing the sign in with Google pop-up, so we're going to use that. We're just going to copy what they write, and I'm actually going to put it in this sign-in function, because remember, we want to do this when they click the button. All right, let's walk through what this function does. Firebase.auth.signin with pop-up. I imagine you can figure out what that does using this. See how these match? Using the Google Auth provider object that we have. Then means after you're done, run this function. So let's see. It says that we get a token, which we can use to access Google's API. And we also get the info from the signed-in user. So actually what I want to do is I want to console log this so we can see what is in this. And I don't know if it's val, like remember in the other one you have to do snapshot.val to get the actual JavaScript out of the database. I'm not sure what that's going to be, so we're going to have to see. What does this .catch mean? This means if there's an error. There's like this thing in JavaScript you can do, try catch. You try something, and then if there's an error, you do something else. It's kind of like an if-else statement. If something works, otherwise do this. This provides all sorts of error messages and things like that. We're going to just leave this here for now. We're not going to do anything with it just yet. But honestly, that's kind of all that's really needed. So let's first see what this sends us back. Remember, we have to have this hosted on GitHub. So the other thing you want to do before you forget is go to your project, go to auth, go to sign-in method, and where it says sign-in providers, Google, let's enable this. And this is more configuration options. We'll leave that for now. And then we're also going to remember we have to add the domain github.io to our allowed redirect providers. Okay, so there you go. You have to make sure you do those setup pieces. So that's good. Right now this is blank. So I'm going to pause the video while I upload this to GitHub. You should do the same. So give me one moment. GitHub and created the gh-pages branch just like you guys have been doing the whole year. Nothing different about that. And let's go ahead and test out this sign-in button. See if there are any errors first. Doesn't look like it. Cross your fingers. Oh, here's a pop-up. Who am I going to sign in as? How about me? All right, all this is standard behavior. Think about what's happening here. What Google has done is they've written code that allows other sites like yours now, or like Firebase, to ask Google for users' information on their behalf. And this is kind of like saying, this is Google saying, this website would like to access this stuff about you. When you add scopes to your login, more information pops up here. And this is important because it allows users to see what you're asking from them before you hit allow. General rule of thumb is only ask for things from your users when you need them. So if you think you're going to need to post to their Twitter account, just for example, or you're going to post to their Google Plus account, excuse me, but later, don't ask for that until you need it. That's usually good design. You only want to ask for what you need as you need it. Okay, anyway, hit allow. Let's see what happens. Neat. All right, so we get a little object here that looks absolutely terrible. It looks like we're going to need to call the .val on it. Let's see what happens if we do that. I'm going to go ahead and push this again. Let me go to my branch. Let's see if we can do this correctly. I always mess up my branches on GitHub, probably because I'm doing it the wrong way, and you're supposed to use command line. I can hear you, all of you people yelling at me. Let's see, we do the pull request, able to merge, no, base is GH. Okay, so now they're merged. Let's see if this works now. It's kind of a royal pain, isn't it? User.val, okay, let's see. Sign in with me. Nothing. All right, how do we get that stuff out? That's what I'm mostly interested in. Sign out. I guess we need to go to this manage users thing. The user signed in. What can we get out of them though? Oh, the user is firebase.auth.current user.displayname, I guess. Should we try this? .displayname. Let's see if that works. If that works, then that's how we're supposed to do this. Again, I really don't know. Okay, now is the challenge of uploading to GitHub properly again. Okay, we're going to go to our checkpoint branch. This is miserable. Commit to checkpoint. Oh, yay, thanks GitHub. Hooray! Yeah, again, the point is we want to be able to get information out of the user object before I send you to the next portion. So let's just make sure that works. Okay. No. What happened? I guess we have to do a compare. Compare GH pages to checkpoint 1. Create. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's terrible. Let's see if it managed. User.displayName. Oh, good. So it does work. So in the documentation, and we'll look at this again next video, but this will tell us what to do with our user's return object once we get it. But we're going to cover that next time. So now you guys know how to set up your Firebase authentication system, and theoretically, I should be popping up. Oh, there I am. Yeah, look. So there's me, just signed into my own app. Okay, and we'll talk more about what to do with this stuff later, but that's pretty cool. So there you go. That's how you get sign-in ready. In the next video, we'll cover what to do with the return object once you get it. See you then.